Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Cooped Up Podcast. I'm your host, Adam, Mr. Chicken Movies. And today I'm joined by Joe, Shutnotegaming. How are you?
Hello.
I just realised that last episode I goofed and I didn't actually call you Shutnotegaming. I just called you Joe the entire time.
Yeah, it's fine.
Which was a bit of a goof. And we are also joined by a special guest today. We have got Jay, Ninja Dogs 14.
Hello.
That was
plugs at the beginning or
one
the
at the
end?
beginning, one at the end. Go on then. You're a Twitch streamer.
Yes. I
Influencer.
stream on Twitch under the name Ninja Dogs 14.
Twitch.tv/NinjaDogs14.
Why are
Please
you
subscribe.
plugging him? What sort of games do you play? You play Overwatch, you play Apex,
Osu,
Sakura
Monster
Swim
Hunter.
Club.
I don't play that. that
your
would
last
get
stream
me
was Monster
banned.
Hunt- Your
I
last
don't
stream was
play it
Monster
on
Hunter World.
stream. which
Ask the
is
man like that.
very obvious.
And unfortunately, it's just those two with me. So you may remember from the first episode, I introduced the Genator as a regular for this podcast, and already he's thrown the towel in and said I don't want to be in the next one. So apologies. It was to do with mic quality, as you might have noticed. His mic was a bit broken to the point where it turns out it wasn't just his internet that was hampering him. It was his mic was literally turning itself off to points where Josh would just abruptly get cut off half sentence. So apologies for his audio there. He's on his way to get a new mic, and hopefully he'll be in a future episode. And because of that, we've changed the movie we were going to watch, because if I'm going to suffer watching Pirates of the Caribbean 5, then I'm going to get Josh to suffer with me. So there's that. But Jay, this isn't your first time doing a podcast with me, because strictly speaking...
Let's not talk about the first time we tried to do a podcast.
We were in the same building. We were like, well, we've got time. Let's start recording a podcast. Then we got about half an hour through, and we didn't finish it. So, and we're not going to talk about what was said in there. Partially because I don't think I had any topic ideas. I was just like, oh, Jay's there. We'll think of something. So I didn't actually have any ideas for what my I just punched my mic there. I didn't have any ideas for what my podcast was going to be about, and neither did you. So it was fairly
fun
awkward.
though.
Yeah, it was fun though. This is the return to form from you and me on a podcast.
Yes.
Your redemption.
My
redemption arc. There we go.
Everyone knows a good movie has a
my
redemption.
first debut on
like the Rise of
Mr. Chicken
Skywalker.
movies.
Anyway, so we did this last week with me, Josh, and Joe. So I thought we would extend it to you, Jay. These are some questions I have for you, because this is mainly a movie-based podcast. So let's get you started. What is your favourite movie?
Probably just because I'm like nostalgic. Probably Transformers, the 80s one.
Oh, the 80s. Okay, thank God. Was it really 80s? I thought it was 90s, that Transformers.
No, it was 80. I'm pretty sure it was 80s. It was like 86 or something.
I should probably see that.
So before all the explosions.
It's only
Before
40
Michael
minutes
Bay got his
long,
dirty
but
hands
it's
on it.
absolutely brilliant. It is a bit dated, but it is also brilliant.
Okay.
Just
what would you say is your favourite genre of movie?
oh god.
Like, if I were to put a series of film genres ahead of you, which ones would you click on?
See, I like action, but I feel like action can be quite boring. So probably more like psychological films can always be sort of interesting in some way or another.
When you say psychological films, do you mean like dramas or horror or...
I do like drama. I do like
psychodramas. Okay, that's fine. And I also know that you're a bit of an anime fan.
Yes.
If you couldn't already tell from the fact that he plays Osu.
Yeah.
And has and his profile picture.
Yeah, I mean, you said you liked action adventure movies. So what would you say is your favorite action film or favorite action films?
I mean, it feels like most like big blockbusters. There's like like action films. I like.
Crowd pleasers, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like all the Avengers. I liked. I'm a bit of a normie when it comes to action movies. If it's like big, I'll watch it. I'll probably enjoy it. Apart from Fast and Furious, I've not gone into that yet.
Really?
Which is interesting.
Okay. You also like dramas. What's your favourite drama movie?
Oh, God. I'm not sure. Give me an example.
I'll give you an example. I don't know. Whiplash. You saw that on
Oh,
Christmas
yeah, that
Day,
was
if I'm not
brilliant.
mistaken?
Whiplash.
Yeah, that movie's amazing,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe that can be one that we watch for the podcast again someday.
That would be good.
Do you want me to ask you favourite horror movie, favourite comedy? Those are two different questions, by the way.
Yes. Sure. Favorite horror, probably it's the remade one.
Okay.
But if I saw the original
1991.
Not the original but the original movie that's like iconic. If I watched that, that would probably it. The one with like
Tim Curry, isn't it?
I forget the name, but there was like a cameo scene basically built around that movie in Ready Player One. What's it called?
Oh, you mean
like-
The Shining,
oh,
right?
The Shining. Yes, I need
How
to
dare
watch
you not
that.
know The Shining?
I know.
I made a video
know.
on it, Jay.
Here's John.
You're telling me you're not subscribed to Mr. Chicken?
167. No,
movie,
the movies.
Yeah, how dare you? I've moved on from there. And
Yeah.
favourite comedy?
Justice
Justice League? Just throwing that out there.
I don't know.
That was sad
man.
comedy, though.
I mean, I went through a bit of just thinking fucking Jim Carrey was the best actor in the world. So like his films are great, but
Yeah.
my favorite probably. You know what, The Mask? Just I'm gonna just say The Mask, but it's very close between The Mask and Bruce Almighty.
Okay.
Since I'm like an atheist and I like the sort of play on like Christianity in
Bruce Almighty is a great one.
Yeah.
Favourite science fiction film? Again, just throwing Justice League out there. I like how it's been a whole week and I'm still taking the piss out of Justice League. Favourite sci-fi movie?
Oh god, sci-fi movie. I've seen a lot of sci-fi.
Just say Battlefield Earth.
Ooh.
excellent.
Live, Die, Repeat. Edge of Tomorrow was brilliant.
I don't like how they changed the name of that. I thought that was a really strange thing there. Oh, there's also another one, a favourite animated movie. You're an anime fan, so you can tell me a
Yeah.
couple of your favourite anime, correct?
Yes,
audience.
definitely. But would you like me to say anime films or just anime in general?
Just anime. Like, list a few that you really like. Or that you think are
Okay.
fun.
Okay.
Because the only anime I've seen is Spirited Away.
Right. For films, that would be A Silent Voice. That's which is centered around sort of with the theme of drama and bullying, and it's centered around an ex-bully and a deaf girl. Brilliant watch. My favorite anime, Maiden Abyss, centered around this world built around this island, which and in the center of the island is a massive hole, which inside it holds like this vast ecosystem, and is just brilliantly like the art was done by someone from Ghibli. it has a very fantasy feel to the backgrounds. Art is phenomenal. Also brilliant music in Mainland Bis, done by an Australian called Kevin Penkin. He's brilliant. But if you're
you've mentioned him before, yeah.
Yeah, if you're getting into anime, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is always a good one to be on the edgier side of anime, but it is still a really good watch on Netflix and stuff like that. Yeah, okay. I'll leave it at that.
Favorite franchise / film series?
Favorite franchise? No, I'm gonna have to say Transformers. I know everyone
Moving
hates
on from
the
there. If you say Michael Bay, I swear to God. Favorite director?
Okay, favorite director.
Now you know who to say.
I don't know many direct.
Not Michael Bay.
Yeah. Okay, not Michael Bay. Yeah.
Just not Michael Bay. That's your answer.
Just not. Yeah. There's so many good directors. It's hard to choose for me.
Not Michael Bay. Anyway, favorite actors.
Favorite
just an actor you think is cool.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. There we go. He is pretty cool. Sorry, I have to scroll down. Favorite actress or actresses?
If you had asked me a couple of years ago, Scarlett Johansson, but
oh dear.
Saying that I haven't seen many actresses recently that have really stood out.
Should we move on from there?
Yeah.
Okay, your answer is Nicolas Cage. Best movie of last year, so best movie of 2019.
Last year.
Yeah, 2019.
Joker.
Joker was your favourite, really? Okay.
Yeah.
And least favourite movie of 2019.
I don't.
If you've seen Cats, then that's your answer.
I didn't see Cats.
You didn't see Cats.
Good boy.
I don't know, just a recent movie you don't like.
A recent movie I don't like. I'm gonna just say never watch The Last Airbender to anyone.
Yeah, that's really bad, yeah.
Yeah, just don't watch it because it will ruin the Avatar The Last Airbender series for whoever watches it, because it just does not do it justice. The series is phenomenal.
Yeah, I know there are a lot of fans of that who are disappointed by the movie. A movie that you are looking forward to. So something that's coming out, well, not soon because coronavirus, but soonish. So something in the near future that's going to come out and you're looking forward to seeing it in cinemas. Or not. Maybe it's coming out on streaming.
I only recently found out about Extractions with Chris Hemsworth. That it just sort of seems interesting to me because another movie that was really cool when I watched it was American Sniper, and that sort of military aesthetic of movies is sort of interesting. It's one of the reasons why I also want to watch that 1917 was it called?
1917, yeah.
Yeah,
that movie's
I
really
watch
good.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should watch that at some point. Yeah.
Just least favourite movies ever. I mean, you've already gone for the answer of Last Airbender, but are there any other least favourite movies?
I just got apart from The Last Airbender.
Apart from The Last Airbender, yeah. Have you got anything else you don't like?
Not really.
Oh, okay then. Favourite TV show or shows?
Favorite TV show? There's been a lot of over the. I used to watch a lot of Amazon Prime and Netflix.
I don't actually know what your answer to favorite TV show is. So
yeah, there's so many because Westworld, brilliant. Game of Thrones, brilliant.
-2 seasons.
Yeah. What else? I was thinking something else. There's a lot of shows that I like, but I can see why they're not objectively the best TV shows out there.
Okay.
A series like Person of Interest, it just seems interesting to me, and I really enjoyed watching it.
I haven't actually seen that one, so
yeah,
you'd recommend it? Okay.
Yeah.
Shows you're watching right now, you sort of already touched upon. And I actually thought we'd quickly talk about this as well, because you're a Twitch streamer.
Yes.
How long have you been streaming for? Because you started out on YouTube and then you migrated over to Twitch.
Around 2016, when I was quite young.
Okay.
Squeaky voice.
Us
Yes.
young and foolish people who all
Yes.
decided to make
I made
Minecraft
sure that none of
videos.
mine are traceable.
We all made Minecraft videos back in the day.
You back.
We all
Some of
made our upside down Skyrim.
Some of them damaged our ears, some of them weren't edited at all, and some of them were upside down. So, yeah.
Some of us promised to dye our hair blue.
That was on your Vine,
the fucking
actually.
Vine days. I was on Vine. You can
Wow.
laugh at me for being on Vine.
You could have been, if you'd stuck to Vine, you could have been like the next Logan Paul.
No.
No, because that's a bad thing.
That's a
Actually, yeah,
bad
good
thing.
idea.
It's a
Get him away
bad
from a dead body. Yeah.
Although this has now
Get
been
away.
demonetized because we slandered YouTube's pet.
I don't know. I think his channel's actually dying.
I'll check.
Him and Jake's channel. Well, I don't know.
Can't
Dying
believe I'm
is a
having
loose
to Google
term, but their
this.
views have gone down quite a bit.
I can't believe I'm googling this.
You're googling Logan Paul's AdSense.
Yeah.
So yeah, you said you stream Overwatch, Monster Hunter, Osu,
Still far too high.
Hey,
4.4 was his last.
and what else? Apex.
yeah.
So which game would you say is your favorite of those four?
My favorite games are Osu and Overwatch. Overwatch is probably one of my favorite FPS games ever, but that was mainly because it was like the first thing I got into
Okay.
after Minecraft.
So it was like a nostalgic thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Not really nostalgic.
I
It was 4 years ago, though.
Yeah, but
Okay,
but it was
nostalgic
like
things that happened 4 years ago.
I got the game shortly after it released, and I played season 2 when it's now on like season 21.
Gee.
So and I've like placed it, if not every season. I've missed like one. So, and I'm not great, but it's always a game that I come back to and follow. And Osu is just brilliant for its skill, but I don't know, because I'm a degenerate weeb. I just like listening to degenerate weeb songs, and also
You also
it's got
probably
nice,
like the background of it.
and
Speaking
it
of being
also
a
has-
degenerate weeb, Joe, you're also a weeb, so you two can quickly talk about some stuff you've been watching. Wait, what's
Ruby
what's
sucked.
what's weeby stuff both of you have watched?
I haven't watched any.
That's a lie.
You think Ruby is weeby, but
Yeah, that's about
that's about it.
that's as close as I've gotten.
Yeah.
God damn it! I was trying to lure you into like subjects there, but you just turned me down. I actually
I'm
We can
have.
just- Sorry,
talk about
okay.
Ruby, but there's not much point.
You'd probably be very lost on it.
I would be very lost. I actually have played a little bit of Overwatch before. I have the Xbox One version of it.
Yeah.
Don't say that. You're gonna anger him.
I wasn't very good at it.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you didn't really play it, so it's under.
well, my experience with Overwatch was it's fun for a bit, and then it gets boring after a while. Like, I could play it for about an hour and a half, and then I get bored.
Yeah. I never played it like properly consistently because the reason I got into it was because like shortly 2 weeks after it, I just found a group of friends in the game, and I just played games with them like for like a couple of years, including Overwatch. So I played Rust with them and shit like that. Like the one thing that's always like kept me in a game is like friends. Like with Osu and Overwatch, I try like
That's the only reason you guys have got Counter-Strike installed. So
yeah.
I had it before all of you. I just had never really played it.
Yeah, I mean I had it before we all started playing it as a group because it seemed like an interesting competitive FPS. Because once Overwatch took my purity, I have become nothing.
don't say it like that.
Especially when it's
competitive
Overwatch.
FPS junkie.
Yes,
I absorb all the competitive FPS games I can. Fucking Quake, CS:GO, Apex. What else did I play? I played PUBG when that came out.
Nekijishi.
That's not
PUBG's
an
awful
FPS.
though.
I also played what was it? You took me off my thought process with Nekijishi.
It was so powerful of a distraction.
Jay just couldn't resist the thought.
Fucking burly tiger men shooting each other with guns.
Oh. Wait, why do they say it like that?
Do you have something to confess then, eh?
Anyway,
No, on the subject of confessing things, Joe, you've played a bit of Overwatch, haven't you? You've had it. Have you played it on PC?
Yes, and
Okay.
well, I have the game on PC. Certain individual forced it upon me.
Yeah.
Of which I appreciate the act of kindness. Overwatch is pretty garbage, and Blizzard as well. Blizzard as well are garbage.
Would you like to respond to that, Joe?
Let's not go there.
Yeah, I feel like this will only end in a cesspit.
Well, no, but Joe, you don't like Overwatch, so discuss.
Alright. Gameplay, it's pretty boring, pretty bad. It's Team Fortress 2, but worse. Although it does still get updates, unlike that Team Fortress 2. The art style is very
I can just hear Jay quaking currently.
I can sense it. And the game felt fairly easy and bland and boring. It's the same thing over and over again, same as like Counter-Strike.
So yeah, I think it's fair to say Joe has just alienated some people, and you've actually committed Jay to silence from there.
I have probably caused a lot of hatred.
The only real problem I have with Overwatch, other than it gets a bit repetitive,
You're entitled to your opinion.
Oh dear. So
the
long
only-
as I'm aware I'm right.
The only other real problem I had with Overwatch was none of its designs really meshed properly. To me, it felt like a throw all these designs at the wall and hope they all stick. And there's some quite big difference between them. Sometimes I think it can pay off.
Example?
Well,
You're telling me a giant black man and a hamster.
Well, I'm saying things like I can't see McCree and Roadhog being in the same universe. They just don't feel like they match. In the same way that is it May or Meg? I can't remember her name.
Yeah,
May,
it's
the Chinese
Yeah, in the same way.
icicle.
Yeah, in the same way that May and Reinhardt don't go together.
That's another thing. The game balance is awful. The whole reason people don't use Bastion is because you peer pressured everyone into not using Bastion.
Bastion's great as well. He was my main when I was playing on Xbox One.
The whole reason you just mentioned someone, I'd say I'd go Bastion, and I'd hear a desk slam because I had been peer pressured and conditioned to not use Bastion.
because I said maybe I'd be Tracer.
You want to know why I say that? It's because I was a Bastion main, and I dealt with the exact same shit you had to deal with. I was I was a Bastion main back when Bastion could still headshot. Bastion can't even headshot anymore, and his spread is like the size of the sun.
That makes sense, though. He is a machine gun.
But the thing is, like, whenever I want to play a game of Overwatch, I go, maybe I'll be Tracer, but then someone's already Tracer. So I go, well, what about Widowmaker?
I'm already Widowmaker.
I'm already Widowmaker. So then I want to be Bastion, and they're like, nerf Bastion. So, like, yeah, you're right.
See?
So, I'm so Winston.
Community's peer pressuring you to not use Bastion.
See, like, I'm so Winston, but they're already Winston.
I
can't remember any of the others.
As much as I love Bastion, he is not the most skillful hero. He is completely dependent on his teammates and how you play him with your teammates.
Was the maybe I'll be Tracer like the OG TikTok meme?
I
think so.
Yeah,
probably. It is the thing.
I mean, there's a guy
the
like
first thing that sort of like blew TikTok up. But then again, it's still TikTok, and we shouldn't talk about it.
TikTok did burn. The only credit I can give TikTok is it did burn Musically to the ground.
Oh yeah, that's
Musical.ly. They burned that.
That
to the
was
ground.
awful.
That was dreadful.
I suppose
I don't know how people got away with that actually,
TikTok
with the whole music copyright
slightly
system.
better than music.
And how
probably because it was only like 10 seconds. I'm assuming.
But you play 3 seconds on another platform and you're downed instantly.
Yeah. I wonder who has experience with getting stricken by copyright on a regular basis.
I wonder who's had to fight the system because they put 3 seconds of movie clip in.
It wasn't actually 3 seconds. I'm trying to currently figure out a way I can include the Doctor Who titles, because I'm going to be doing a follow-up to the top 5
Could just
best.
pull a Jim Sterling and put as much copyrighted stuff in there as possible so no one gets the money.
Maybe.
Or
but, like,
hands on it.
Because
I mean,
like, I'm trying to work out how I can get away with doing like titles to the video that don't copyright infringe, but still, yeah, I don't know. I'll figure something out. So anyway, let's, we're about like
half an hour in.
Yeah, we're about half an hour in. So should we get on with our main topic today?
Yes.
Which is, we all watched a movie. And that film was Terminator, 1984. So
not an awful movie this time.
So yeah, I actually chose one that was good this time because I wanted to redeem myself after Justice League. So quickly going round, how many times have each of you? Okay, what number watching was this? Jay?
What do you mean
number?
Yeah, as in how many times have you seen it? No, how many times have you seen it?
I believe this is my second time watching it.
Okay, it was my second watching as well. Joe?
My first.
One recurring theme with this channel is that Joe will always be...
I will always be... This is my first watching of this movie. This is my first watching of this genre.
Always be your first viewing. So yeah. Again, quick circle round of thought. So let's use like one word to describe what we think of Terminator. So Jay?
Oh, this is testing my vocabulary. I'd
Just one word to describe it.
Okay. Yes, good.
Yes, good. That's 2 words, Jay.
Yeah, it's good.
One word. Yes,
good.
Right, okay, Joe. One word.
Cool.
My one word is 80s.
This
is a very, very, very 1980s movie. But it
does nail the 80s aesthetic.
But it's a good time type of 1980s movie, so credit to them for that.
Yeah.
I think what would you say made it the most 80s?
There was a lot of like the hairstyles.
Yeah.
Like I remember
Ooh,
in
yeah,
the
the
scene
club
with
scene, yeah.
well, not even the club scene. I remember in the scene with the female, I can't remember,
Sarah
Sarah and her friend
and Ginger.
when they're
yeah,
getting
stood in the
ready
mirror. Yeah, that's true.
in the mirror.
Yeah,
That screamed 80s.
the
Phones.
hairstyling. Bicycle.
Um,
Bicycle.
People still have bicycles now, though.
I think the
police.
Sorry, not bicycle. Moped. Like Sarah's.
oh, they did have mopeds, yeah.
Yeah, Sarah. Do you drive a moped or do you ride a moped?
I think you ride a moped.
Yeah, probably ride because
right,
it's still two wheels.
So she rode a moped, and it is one of the worst mopeds I've ever seen. Sorry, 80s, but god damn, that is a horrific design.
When I thought it was really 80s, what I, to be honest, was thinking of was the music. The music is so freaking 80s.
That music was my favorite part of it.
Really? Because there were
I loved the music.
Really? Because there were like bits of Blade Runner in there. There were bits of The Shining in. There was like a tiny bit of Shining in there. There was quite a bit of like what I hear in the music of 80s Doctor Who was in there. So yeah, the music was very 80s, which is not a problem. Because I did really like the soundtrack to this movie. Is it the best Terminator score? No. Because I think Terminator 2 has its open title sequence, which took the cake. But yeah, this first movie had some great music in it. Jay, what else did you like about the movie?
Well, I just want to go a bit into the music because I when going over the Sarah's friend's death scene, some really unnatural music was playing, and I really I think it's the reason why you say it's like very close to The Shining, because it has that very like
Eerie.
stringy, very eerie, stringy sort of sounds to that background music that was playing during that scene, and it really showed how sort of, to me, it showed how unnatural the Terminator is. And there's I mean one of the things I was looking for like early on in the movie was the world building, sort of like I mean, in the opening scene of like the future, you're like cut to these massive machines filmed from below to show how towering they are, and sort of signifying that the humans are sort of inferior to these massive machines patrolling at night. And there's multiple different
Yeah, the stuff in the future was great in this movie.
yeah
That's got some really solid production value on those future sequences.
yeah
It felt like a really grimy, lived-in future.
I feel like there were a few too many skulls on the floor, though.
Perhaps.
You don't know how many. I mean, we've got 7 billion people now. It might be.
Yeah,
there's...
but why was there so many skulls ripped off of their spines?
I don't know.
Just
maybe
lying
maybe
there.
the Terminators just they like that. They just go, yes, skull. Add to my
team
collection.
I mean,
Fine addition to my collection.
Maybe Scorpion was there. We don't know.
in
Sub-Zero, I believe.
Oh, is it Sub-Zero? Bugger.
Except he also takes his spinal cord, but... Detail schmetails.
It's fine. I mean, what kind of person on this podcast would even care about Mortal Kombat, you know?
It's gonna fix his mic quicker now.
finish him.
Joe, what do you think was good about this movie?
Music, but that's already been discussed. As Jay said, world building. That was really good.
Yeah, I like the way they communicate all of it.
But I also appreciated like the smaller details. For example, when we see the Terminator's vision approaching the motel, and then like it isn't just this jargon that makes no sense, like what you'd get in Marvel.
Yeah, you usually get
was
like,
actual-
this weird like hologram and just symbols flashing.
If
above
computer
stuff.
science serves me well, then it was assembly code
Until he
that I
has to
very
talk
nearly
to the
paused
guy
the
outside
movie
the door.
to translate, but realised that I don't know it by heart, and therefore will spend an hour doing that, which is probably not good for mid-movie.
It's not a particularly happy movie, is it, Terminator?
No,
There's a lot of blood and murder that
But
goes
one
on
but
was-
that's
in it.
not a bad thing.
But it's good blood and murder.
Mm.
But the action
Or as
in
good
this
as that
movie-
gets.
I think we can all agree the action in this movie as a whole was really good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I really like the editing in this movie. That's just something minor I wanted to say. But what would you say is your favorite sequence, like action sequence in the film?
I really liked when the Terminator stormed. Not like the Terminator you follow in the movie, the Terminator in the flashback with the picture.
Oh, okay, yeah.
When that Terminator storms that, I don't know what to call it,
Bunker.
civilian base, bunker, whatever you call it. I really like that. I wish we got an explanation as to why that guy is still alive and how he killed that Terminator. But like, I liked how the eyes were glowing red towards the end of it.
Okay.
That scene, that whole section showing that no one is safe.
Yeah.
Not just the men, but the women and the children too.
Jay, what about you? What?
The police precinct. I think
that's probably my favorite as well.
Yeah,
I really liked the black guy in the police scenes.
Equality. But
I
no, I
mean-
do agree. I like that character.
The
He was a very
lieutenant.
80s cop
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked him.
I mean,
He was caring, and I really wish he didn't die.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, I feel like it feels like to me they went through a lot of like gunplay choreography during that scene, and when like some of the policemen are shot, like the kind of slow mo to falling to the ground during it, just, and the fact that at some points during the scene that the Terminator would just be like still and like just really towering, but then when he's messing with the power box, he actually flinches out of the way of a bullet to show its skill.
Yeah, I think Arnie did a really good job here, given at the time he was very much just a bodybuilder, really.
Yeah,
He was
acting
not an
brilliant.
actor. Well, I wouldn't say his acting was brilliant, but I think
it
was a
was.
mixture of an actor who knew what he had to do and James Cameron, who has proven himself to be a great director. And so he sort of just went, you know what, I can get you to give a great performance here. And yeah, it worked.
I mean, one thing that stood out to me about Arnold Schwarzenegger during the film was like when I can't recall one time where you see him obviously breathing. Like obviously when he's running, he's probably breathing, but you just can't tell. But during like he seems so robotic in the fact that you'd never see him sigh or just take a deep breath. He's always very controlled about his breath.
Yeah, he's a good physical actor.
Yes.
That does remind me, one gripe I had. These cyborgs can have sweat. So how do they show it? It looks like they just dump Arnold Schwarzenegger with water in half the scene. So he looks soaked even when he's just in a police car.
That is what they did, because I watched a video.
Oh, did you? Okay.
But by a channel called Fact Fiend, and in there he described that the director, to make the Arnold Schwarzenegger seem less human, they just douse him in a mixture of water and Vaseline. And that's very obvious in like
he does look
when
really
he's
airbrushed at some points.
In like the cop car scene is the one when he's driving the car when you see him without any eyebrows for some reason.
I didn't notice that.
I didn't notice it either.
I noticed it, and then I looked it up.
With like several shots, and you could still notice more than me and Joe combined did.
Yeah, I was on like, I think I went through 3.
Anyway, you still
Or 4.
enjoyed it drunk, so
Yes.
and you could follow along with the plot just fine. So
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah.
I mean, let's not get into that. But yeah, I actually looked up why he didn't have any eyebrows in like half the movie, and that's apparently.
Let me guess, he was under a contract for a Mission Impossible movie, so because of that, he wasn't allowed to.
They had to CGI him.
They had to CGI his eyebrows out.
Yeah, but actually, I thought it was just something done to make him seem less human. But apparently, he lost them when he jumped through fire to land on the car with Sarah Connor and Reese in it. But that's one of the like inconsistencies of the movies. Like his eyebrows go away, but his hair's completely fine.
Yeah, that is a bit weird. I guess
So it was a deliberate
there's
thing.
less hair and there's eyebrows, and maybe that's why it burnt off easier. But I don't really know.
Yeah,
I'm not an eyebrows person.
It just seemed like a very weird thing, but because I didn't notice that he didn't have any eyebrows because he jumped through fire. Like when he jumps through the fire, his jacket is just smoky / I think it was a bit on fire, but the smoke was actually a practical effect done by putting mild acid on his jacket. Also,
Jesus.
Yeah.
They nearly burnt down one of the leads in that movie. Well, not burnt down, melted down.
Yeah.
Whatever acid does to people.
That
burns.
fact was also found on Fact Fiends by Carl Smallwood.
Okay,
That is his name.
yeah, no, I've seen his
That's
videos
an
before.
unfortunate name.
Yeah. I thought the last good thing I wanted to comment on was the pacing. I don't think there's a single wasted scene in the film. I think it's really well. I think it's just a really like I don't know if entertaining is the right word. Engaging. You never like lose focus from the movie. You're always.
Unlike Justice League.
I mean, I don't think pacing issues are really a big problem in films as much as TV, because in anime and like a lot of TV shows, like yes, the pacing is slower than movies, but sometimes that obviously they're just unneedingly slow.
Yeah.
As you saying, adding just useless scenes, episodes, arcs, seasons.
Yeah. I mean, in the case of but in the case of Terminator, I don't think they were doing any of that.
Yeah, they.
You could argue that there were some points where it was excessive, but so what if there's excessive nudity and blood? It's the 80s. Come on. That's the last thing I want. Actually, no. You did mention I was on call with you when you started watching the movie, and you just immediately went, "Oh, boom! I can see Arnold Schwarzenegger's penis."
Yeah,
I don't know if you did notice that first time.
Yeah.
Fairly obvious.
Yeah, it like opening scene of Arnold Schwarzenegger, him walking up to the 3 punks with just his dong fucking swinging.
It's a power move,
like a mic. Yeah, he was walking like he was confident. I mean, obviously because there's a robot and he knows he could kill them, he's confident. But just imagine if it like. That is a power move in real life.
Hung.
Just, yeah, no, just you can't do anything if someone like built like Arnold Schwarzenegger is fucking naked, just walking up to you, be like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I would be terrified if
if
naked Arnie was just standing in front of me. I'm thinking,
Thank God they both went to Earth and immediately got clothing, though.
Yeah, good on
Thank
them.
you.
Joe, do you have any more like good things to say about the film?
Nah, it's all been covered.
Okay, what about this? Do you have any things that you think weren't good about the film? Any places that any things that could have been done better?
Did feel like the fight at the end did drag on a little bit.
You thought that dragged on a bit? Okay.
I mean, like, I get it. I made this future stuff that's really, really powerful, but like, there's like 4 scenes where they bait you into thinking he's dead, and he's not.
And then Carl Reese isn't dead.
Yeah,
fair enough.
But something...
We probably should have specified Terminator warnings, but saying that, it is nearly... How old is Terminator? It's like 36 or something?
Yeah. One thing that I think would be interesting, that they could build upon, would be if they... Because obviously, the body of that... of the Terminator is still in that factory. And I imagine it probably got escorted off to some top-secret government facility. And so I'm curious if they took what, like, artificial intelligence is inside the Terminator, turned it into Skynet.
Ooh.
Or I think that would have been a good plot point, because then you
That
get the dynamic of if they don't go back in time, Skynet is never made.
Skynet is a plot point of Terminator 2, but I don't think that's the way they explain it.
Shame, because that would have been really
maybe
cool.
we'll rewatch it for another episode and
see
if you were right.
Something I'd like to say about that is the fact that there is a theory which I found around time traveling that I found through Doctor Who, obviously, because that's where you get all your time traveling theories from. It's basically a time traveler goes into the past to meet Beethoven, his favorite composer. He looks around for Beethoven, and he's not there. He's like, nobody's heard of Beethoven, not even his parents, and he's like, what's going on here? The world can't be without Beethoven. He happened to have Beethoven's music in his time machine, so therefore he becomes Beethoven himself. And then time goes like nothing happened. You sort of see that where with the fact that Reese goes back into the past and becomes the father of
the savior.
Yeah.
Of the humans. Yeah.
Although that I did see that coming quite a while.
I didn't see it. Well, I was sort of like, he's not mentioning the father. Could it be Carl Reese? And oh yes, okay. As soon as you see the photo, then I think that's it.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's basically confirmed.
On the subject of criticisms, that is one thing I find slightly weird, which is the fact he sort of fell in love with a photo. Because he said, "I loved you most of my life," which I thought was a bit weird.
It took them less than like 10 minutes of confessing their love to each other before
they made love with each other.
Yeah,
they got on fast.
That's one of the things that isn't great about the movie. That the actual like connection between those two is shaky at best.
Yeah,
because Reese is introduced and Sarah thinks he's trying to kill her. I mean, if that's...
To be honest, I sort of understood it from Sarah's perspective, because in some respects, he is the only one she can trust. So I sort of understand that part of it.
But
why, though? They're in the 80s. Could have been just someone on some weird... Could have been someone on just some weird thing. So why was she trusting him?
I don't know. The police even were like, he's on something.
Although I suppose Arnold does kind of make it obvious he is telling the truth.
Steroids.
I don't think any amount of steroids is going to save you from that number of shotgun blasts.
Yeah. Crystal meth, on the other hand, that might save you.
I don't think it would.
Now, do you guys have any other criticisms of Terminator? Because I think me and you talked about one of the other problems, Joe.
I don't.
Now jogging my memory.
I don't think the sound design is the best.
I didn't really have a problem with the sound design because I went.
I thought it was quite good for the 80s.
I don't have a massive problem with it, but it's not like unnoticeable. For me, at least.
Yeah, there were a couple, but most movies made around that time were a bit jarring, and also it's got a good enough score and plot to the point where I kind of just tune it out and just go whatever. It's just a product of the time. One problem I did have was I say problem very loosely because to be honest, this is just
Nitpicks?
I wouldn't. Yeah, it's a nitpick, but the effects have not aged well on this personally.
Oh, yeah, the scene where the Terminator's walking down the corridor does kind of look like a scene out of FNAF.
With the stop motion, looks very obvious.
Yeah, I feel like the frame rate could have been higher on that.
It does look obvious, but I also kind of liked it. I admired the fact that they went out and made a proper model of the T-800.
It would have been much better if they had kept it consistent, if they had gone all stop motion or absolutely none, though. Because, like, at the beginning when he's walking down the corridor, he looks really choppy. And then all of a sudden...
It's smooth.
It's, like, smooth because they're using an actual, like, puppet when it's... Or animatronic when it's just half the Terminator.
Yeah. I think it was really impressive in a time, though, those effects. Like, they still look decent now. At some points, they do look rather bad, but...
It's just the frame rate. The lighting was really good.
Yeah, the lighting was really well done. The
just
design
the frame,
of it all.
like
It was... Yeah.
The number of...
The other...
the choppiness.
The other effects that I think didn't go so well was the eye scene. In terms of when he looks... In particular, it's mostly just the one shot where he looks into the mirror. You see him with the one-eye just robot.
Yeah.
That's a very obvious mask to me.
Yeah.
It looks very rubbery and...
It doesn't have the same skin tone.
Yeah, it
doesn't have all the sweat that they poured all over him.
It doesn't have the gallons of water that they threw over him.
And Vaseline.
So yeah, that aged a bit. But saying that, the stuff about him cutting his arm, that looks really good. All of the explosions, they look really good.
That did make me wince until I went, wait a second, he doesn't feel pain.
Yeah. You also... The other thing that I thought I'd touch on, that I've just remembered, is humour as well. That was really good. Humour.
Yeah.
That was humour?
Fuck you, asshole.
Oh, yeah!
You sent me a message of that after you watched it. That was good. I don't know, just
there's just a number of possibilities.
Yeah. There was also some light comedy from the police guy as well.
I fully expected Arnold to kill that guy he said F you to, and then he didn't, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. He kills... To be honest, Jay, you got rather squeamish about the eye scene.
Oh yeah, when
Are you one of those people that just can't stand like eye gore?
Eye gore, yeah. He took
because Josh doesn't like throat-related gore.
Right.
And so you're more of an
I mean, something about a scalpel going into my eye just doesn't really sit well with me.
Does it not?
No.
I think that's a fairly normal thing, because I know that on rating boards and that, generally it'll be an 18 if there's any form of eye.
Yeah.
Well, Netflix listed this one as a 15, which I find really interesting.
I think they changed it probably like 10 years ago.
A board of movies where, we want to make Terminator
rating
50.
boards are never any accurate or good anyway.
Well, I don't know. With movies, they're okay. With games, they're rubbish.
The ESRB
games, they're completely
terrible.
useless. Yeah.
Something that probably wasn't meant to be funny that I found really funny for some reason was during the when John was being conceived, the opening music of
the theme music was playing.
Yeah, but it was instrumentalized, and for some reason I just found it fucking hilarious.
I actually thought that was quite a good music use there. Because it was a case of, no, this is an important scene in the movie, it's not just a sex scene to keep people tided over.
It is the start
Movie
of
is
the
the
new
scene
hero
Yes.
of the future.
Yeah, and I really appreciated that. So does anyone have any like finishing notes on Terminator?
There was something I had, and I've forgotten it off the top of my head.
See if you can
God
remember
damn
it. Jay, what about you?
Oh yeah.
During
remember.
towards the end of the film, I really liked the camera work, and especially when they were going up the ladder, you'd see the Terminator rising from below.
Yeah, I thought that James Cameron did such a good job here.
Yeah, there's like, as I said before, like how the massive HKs were filmed from below to show that they are superior to the lower beings, and effectively, and the exact way that the Terminator is literally rising up from effectively supposed to be death.
Yeah. And Joe, what was the bit you wanted to say?
When Arnold Schwarzenegger's doing an impression of someone else's voice.
That creeped me out actually when I first
It
watched
doesn't
it.
creep me out. It's strange.
It's
Because you're
weird,
looking at this giant he's German, isn't he?
Austrian.
Giant Austrian man. And then he's
Speaking
like
with a lady's voice, yeah, that is weird.
speaking
I thought
or
it was
the
pretty
police
cool.
officer's voice.
I thought
it was cool,
I think it's a cool
but
feature,
it was like
but
a
it's
bit
like,
off-putting. Took me a bit out of the moment.
And it makes sense to include for the Terminator.
But yeah, it does.
Yeah. But there's one thing that really stood out to me in the final scene where Sarah is just driving off into the hills. The hills of that area just look so shit. I'm sorry. Do you remember?
I think they were fine.
I thought they looked quite good. I very nearly thought it was real until my brain went, wait a second, no, it's not. It's a CGI.
I think it was a painting or something that they used as a backdrop, but no, I think it looked good enough. Again, it was the 80s. Effects weren't great. But Terminator is one of those movies that did sort of... Well, I think that and its sequel changed a lot about movies. Because the effects pushed the boundaries. It made the career of James Cameron, who obviously has pushed a load of boundaries in films.
Yeah.
And also in terms of the whole idea of a heroine in movies, really, it was started by this and Alien, I think. Because Sarah Connor's awesome by the end of this. Linda Hamilton does a really good job in this, and she's even better in Terminator 2.
That's the main female?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought she did a really good job of it because she, like the shaking and that and the shock, I think she depicted quite well.
She was a really good. I suppose the phrase "every man" doesn't really work here, but you know what I mean. Like in a really high concept sci-fi scenario, she's like the one that grounds you back down to it, and you feel for her in those scenes, and they really push a character to her limits, and it pays off really well.
She definitely had brilliant acting.
Yeah. So I think we've talked about this for about half an hour now, so let's quickly sort of sum this up with going around. What rating out of 10 would you give The Terminator from 1984? Jay?
It is one of the special films from the 80s. It may not be perfect, but for 80s, I think it is perfect. But for like several things, like it's got that special thing for me that would make a film 10 out of 10. But then it does since it is a bit dated, I'm gonna bring it down to a 9.
Damn, that's a solid
Damn,
rating.
that's high.
Joe, what would you give it?
I was gonna give it a 7.5.
A 7.5 out of 10. Why is it significantly lower than Jay's?
Probably because my rating is just significantly different.
Your rating system, you mean?
Yeah, because like it's definitely not perfect. I'm definitely not eager to watch the second one. I'm not going to go out and watch it, so I don't think it deserves a 10 or a 9 for that.
Really? So why would you give it an 8 or not an 8?
7.5 to 8, I reckon. Then.
Okay, you're gonna have to choose 7 or 8. I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Okay, I'll go with 8 because
You're going 8. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I would also go with a 9. It was a 10 when I first saw it, but looking at... So just noticing like the weird photo thing sort of knocked it back down to a 9. But that's still respectable. So overall, I'd say this is a lot better than Justice League.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I've also decided I'm going to start a recurring theme, which is every episode of the Cooped Up Cast, I'm going to in some way find a way of making fun of Justice League. So if you can find all of those cases where I do, then congratulations.
Good on you. Give us the timestamp.
I was going to go over some Q&A questions, but we've mostly run out of time here, so I thought we'd go over one quick thing, which is, Jay, I hear you hate sparkling water.
Yes.
Oh no, don't bring this.
I really hate sparkling water.
I don't like carbonated water either.
Carbonated water. I've got an opinion. A very passionate one.
You like it, don't you?
Carbonated water on its own, awful. I don't know why water should taste like its temperature, not like its texture, I guess.
But
I feel like we should talk about why we're bringing this up.
Well,
put some squash in the carbonated water.
Well, it's because you went, I know, let's drink some fucking vodka with sparkling water to try and...
No, I had
no choice. Right, I gotta explain to the audience what happens. I decided, okay, I'm gonna drink tonight. I go down to our fridge. Oh, we don't have anything to mix it with. Literally nothing. And the only thing we had that was in a bottle / thing, it was sparkling water. So what I decided to do, alright, I'll hit a fucking shot of vodka and then I'll drink this disgusting sparkling water until I'm ready for the next shot. Since it would be just stupid to just hit shots of vodka and do nothing else.
This is why Jay is a perfectly healthy person.
I am quite healthy though. I eat pretty good.
No, you actually are in pretty good shape, so I'll give you credit there.
Unlike some people, me.
I'm pretty sure you just fired a shot at yourself.
Yeah.
How did you manage that?
Congratulations, you just played yourself.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Do we have time for one more question?
Put some squash in your sparkling water.
No. Sparkling water is objectively bad, and anyone that thinks otherwise is joke.
Unless you have some squash.
No, we're leaving we're leaving this here. End of discussion. End of podcast.
Podcast.
Anyway, so what? I can't remember. Anyway, so yeah, thank you for watching this episode of the Cooped Up Podcast. Jay, where can people find you?
Twitch.tv/NinjaDogs14.
Brilliant. You've been a really good guest today, by the way. And actually, Joe, do you want to choose what movie we watch next for our rotation?
I was thinking you've done a bad one, you've done a good one. What about a mixed one? You're going to kill me for it. I was thinking Sonic.
But I don't want to watch Sonic again. I only watched it a few weeks ago.
Oh, you watched it already? All right.
I've already seen Sonic. I told you that.
I guess I confused you with someone else then. Yeah, I was something. Either Sonic or Rogue One. One of those two.
Yeah, I'll happily watch Rogue One.
All right, Rogue One. That is a good movie.
We can fight about Rogue One
because that is the best standalone film.
Is it?
Although that's compared to Solo.
Yeah, fair enough then. So yeah, there we go. Rogue One is our choice for next week. And Joe, where can people find you?
I have no idea. A dumpster.
Well, anyway, you've been great as well here. I'm Mr. Chicken. Obviously, you can find me on this channel linked here, and you can also find me on my Twitter at MrChicken4321. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.